I am Koreina Cat, and this is Final Fantasy XIV main scenario quest playthrough. Woo! We're doing some stuff, I guess. I don't know. Oh, this opens. I don't want it to open. Go away. Thank you. Alright, Nanamo, let's go! Of course it's decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin working on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, Xaeus, I would ask that you convey the details of our negotiation to Commander Hex on your return to Alamigo. Of course. My thanks again. Together, we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the people of Alamigo and Ul'dah both. Of course. Going back to Alamigo. Whoopity whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Hi, Zarin.
Hello, Xaeus. Goodbye, Xaeus.
Yeah, they were right here.
Welcome back, Xaeus. How's your audience with the Sultana? In your absence, I have kept myself busy cataloging the riches of the Mad King's trove and calculating its worth and guilt. I have some way to go, but the figure is already quite staggering. Oh, greetings, Xaeus. I'm actually in the middle of reporting to the commander here, so...
Okay. Xaeus, you're back. What did Nanamo... oh, sorry. Are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? Actually, yes. So, Raubahn says he's going to return to Ul'dah, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know. But I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home.
And this plan to revitalize the Saltery does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek Lolorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he is the very last person I would expect her to turn to for advice. But on a more practical note, please, assuming the interim government elects to accept Ul'dah's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal after all, and allowing Ul'dah to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lolorito too much control.
Honestly, Alphino, it's like Kugane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss this proposal with the Saltery's residents. Whiskar, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Wat thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything.
Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, Xaeus? I might need you to fill in the detail. Then I shall come as well. Should Wat wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful.
I'll have to give Nanamo my thanks next time we meet. With this and everything else that's been happening, it really feels like things are gathering pace around here.
I'm leaving the business of dividing up the treasures to those who know about such things. I'm not proud to admit it, but every time I see a column of numbers, my eyes glaze over. One of these days, I'll have to ask Alphina to explain it all to me.
That is weirdly adorable. Might be better to teleport there and then fly to the Saltery. Whoop. Whoop whoop.
You wouldn't let me teleport.
Did you not accept the last teleport?
I did. We went to the same area? I don't know. I don't remember. Meanwhile,
So beautiful. Boop. Onwards to, I don't know, the point that I've already put.
so what exactly is the Sultana's plan, Xaeus?
To help reestablish the Saltery? I think?
Well, how is that? Reestablish how?
I don't know. I don't do politics or anything of this particular manner. It's supposed to help Ul'dah and Alamigo, apparently.
Oh, capital. Ideally, one would want Alamigo's stake to match Uldah's kill for kill, in combination with a cast iron contract. That should serve to prevent Lolorito from making off with all of the profits. Should. Let's go and see Granddad. He's going to want to hear this. Oh, he's right here. What manner of mischief brings you young'uns to old what this time, eh? They want to rebuild the what? They want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad. Xaeus, tell him about the deal. Well, bugger me sideways and call me what? We've never had the coin or the hands to put the place back to how it was, but it sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to cull the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Granddad. We'll take care of all that. Commander Hext has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. I'd appreciate that, Whisker, my lad. Truly I would. So, does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Xaeus? Wait, nope, you're not. What? What? You've got some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Xaeus? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? What? Let's not waste any time then. I'll see you by the lock. Whilst you are busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master What explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting. What?
What? Onwards, noble steed.
Right then, Xaeus. I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on.
Oh, I remember you. Weren't you struggling with this one?
Yeah. No.
To be fair, you wouldn't know that going in. And I just remember you doing this, so... The Yabby's entire body is protected by a hard carapace? Carapace?
Sure, why not?
But the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. How? It looks the exact same as the rest of it. Whatever.
Ah, looks like you found a yabi. They say hitting their skulls like smacking a rock. Any suggestions?
Just hit it as hard as you can. Aim for the soft underside of the head.
Vulnerable under the head, are they? I don't quite see how. It all looks the same to me. Right then. Wish me luck.
This was the one that you were struggling with, right? Yeah. Finds it immediately. No. Oh, look, you did it off screen. Congrats, you leveled up.
Rest in peace, Yabby screen time.
Rip.
Thanks, Exalia. I did just as you told me, and the wavekin went down like a sack of popotos. Let's find something else. I think I can handle the Yabbies now. So we should try something different. What else is out there?
Whatever the hell that thing is. Poke it in its eye. The Phobad?
I think so.
Phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core could render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Okay.
A Phobad. How do I defeat one of those?
I don't know. Destroy the core within its brow. Just hit it really, really hard, as you can. That's great.
If you say hit him really hard, I'm going to punch you in the ball.
Destroy the core behind its brow. Poke it in its eye. Quick jab should do.
Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab it right between the eyes then. Yeah.
So what's really happening is he does it off screen, but it's actually just me doing it.
Tell no one.
We did it. We saved the city.
Whew. It's not easy fighting the Liberator of Alamigo watching your every move. But I got the job done. Thanks for the advice, Exalia. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road? We should head back to the Saltery before Grandad starts to worry I've been snipped to pieces and fed by Yabe's hatchlings. Fed two of Yabe's. I'm tired.
Onwards. Back to the Saltery, my dear.
Why didn't you just tell him to hit it really, really hard? That's what I do.
That's what I do too. I don't know why I actually did specifics.
That was very kind of you.
I wonder what happens if you actually pick that as a selection though. Does he figure it out?
He loses.
Oh. Oh no. Glad I did the right one.
For the merchants of Uldar, a well-constructed contract is both sword and shield, and Watt must understand this if we are to meet them on an even field. Speaking of battles, does Wiskar seem equal to the task of thinning the Loch's monster population? He certainly seemed eager enough. Let's hurry up and tell Granddad how the hunt went. It'll set his mind at ease. I see you returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? I fought them myself, after a bit of instruction from Exelia here. Once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. What? Whatever. Good lad. A fine young man you've become, Wiskar. A fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge. Their heads stuck firmly in the past. But we need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. You count me, Granddad. What?
Give me that weapon.
It seems Wiskar has the Saltery security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next step with Master Watt, and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Alden. Apologies for the interruption, miss, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Do not feel obligated to wait around on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the final details with Watt, and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Uldar. You should go. General Alden asks that you wait for him by the main gate in the Alamegan Quarter. My apologies again, miss. Very well.
I have a griffin.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal. Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the Resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
Burn them alive! Tear off their toes! Their lives would be forfeit. They deserve to die. How do I say that with just a casual look?
Here. There is no more fitting sentence for the perpetrators of such a massacre, and that is but one of their crimes. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me. I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
I was just on my way to the Saltery. It's like I saw you. Arnwald seems flustered. Something is amiss. That took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Ah, that's settled. Arnwald, what news? We have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Vera. These are Kaliana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting that they be allowed to attend the council. Lise is trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kaliana would refuse it out of hand. We had best go and see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Ixalia, you dealt with this Kaliana before. I'd have you at my side.
I don't know why it's so far away, but alas, it is.
That's where the entrance to the city proper is.
Oh. Forward and back and forward and back. Wee. Don't worry, Lise. We've come to your rescue because apparently you're incompetent to do anything on your own. Xaeus, Raubahn. God, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss. But we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Girabania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. Ananta? It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it'll be returned to you when the meeting's over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors.
I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords.
Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. I don't think she needed our help.
Why do I have a feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst?
Good news! You did! Literally!
Xaeus!
What?
You're absolutely right.
Me a weapon. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so much better than what I had. Oh, God. Like a whole almost 100.
Damn. Turning the Kalyani away now would have made a mockery of Lisa's promise to give everyone a say. She couldn't not let them in.
It says I get to dress up Raubahn, and it says detachable arm optional.
Hey, yeah. The Kalyani Elder's intentions seem at odds with all we know of her tribe. But thank you, Xaeus.
The enthralled. Well, these aren't necessarily ones that are tempered, though, yeah?
That's the same one that was in Lakshmi's chamber.
But are they tempered?
The one that was insisting audience is, yes.
Oh.
Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, that's the mom that summoned Lakshmi.
I'm gonna say the tempered can't really be trusted, not unless we can fix them. And we can't, so... Fix them sounds mean, but... I'm gonna say they can't be trusted. You gotta be careful.
Aye. It is said that once a creature has fallen under the sway of a primal, there is no salvation. And I strongly doubt the Kalyana have suddenly broken free of Lakshmi's will. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The god must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the Scions?
I mean, I think so.
I'll round up my comrades and send them to the Alamican Quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Xaeus. My thanks. I will see you in the palace.
I guess my only thing is, like, if we strengthen the guard, that's gonna look suspicious, isn't it?
It'll look suspicious, but if they want to have a word, they gotta do it.
Oh, we can just teleport to the Alamigo. Nope. Woo. Waiting, waiting. Ah, yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, all 3 of you. 4 of you. 5, including me. I can't count.
Good job, honey. Xaeus, I've brought reinforcement. Arnwald told me of the arrival of our unexpected guest, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Ishtola and Thancred as well.
One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled.
I'm not familiar with the Kalyana tribe myself, but Alize's report suggested that they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Lys was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves?
If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, 'twould seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace.
Ishtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the 3 of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Alden inside then. Xaeus, do you know the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city at the top of the stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us pass.
Onward! So I mixed Gaia's old food and some of her new food, and she's like taking a mouthful of food and spitting it out on the floor and then just eating it. Because of course she is.
Leave external security to us, Xaeus. I scouted around the palace quite extensively while I was searching for Kryl, so I know the lay of the land.
Oh, jeez. As fortune would have it, I was visiting Rogwa's Reach to look in on Alize. She sends her regards.
The rear entrance to the palace is just up these steps. The guard should have us through. If we could somehow come to an understanding with the Kalyana, it would represent a great step toward resolving the primal dilemma in Alamigo. I only hope they are sincere in their intentions. You're with the Scions, miss. General Alden left orders that you were to be escorted inside, if you'll follow me.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lys Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game, and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
What? Well, that's no good.
Happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Well, that's gonna be a political problem.
Not really.
It looks so badass. I love it. I'm not gonna hold up any kind of weapon or a shield or anything. I just simply hold out my hand. It's great.
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned!
What?
Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvald to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Ah, whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
I gotta admit, there's a lot of really cool characters.
Yeah.
Oops, oops.
How do we fight it? No.
Wait,
Damn
one
it.
second.
Right.
Okay, there we go.
How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. No. Damn it, if I think like that, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light at my side. We can do this. Isn't that right, Xaeus?
Gotta use deflect to dissipate the ether spears and something. Yep, alright, let's do this. Come on.
It's important to note your deflect is an AoE.
AoE, got it.
Leaders of Girabania, accept my love, worship my light. She needs to enthrall everyone. We have to stop her.
It's not a very big AoE, apparently.
Oh my no. They've done a fine job blocking our retreat. We must break through. Forget the primal and focus on the foe before you.
Why, I offer you peace and serenity.
We give up the freedom we've worked so hard to win? Not likely.
Arnvald, buddy, you gonna move?
What?
Nope, guess not. Arnvald! Buddy, you're moving like a snail.
Do not your mortal bodies tire. Far better to dwell in a dream. We'll keep our eyes open, thanks very much.
Arnvald, buddy, come on. Why are you walking so slow? No, 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 no. This is so annoying. Oh my god.
You're doing great.
I shall free you from your hate!
Please don't. I hate you.
There are too many. We can't stop them all.
Did I lose? Did I fuck up?
Oh, damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
I guess technically she would do it, yeah.
What do you think Lise was going to go do?
Oh, that's exactly what I thought she was gonna go do.
Oh,
I was like,
Why?
she was like, I'll be right back. I need to go do something real quick. And I was like, ah, fuck, wait, you mean go get somebody?
why? Why do you deny my blessing? You who defy me shall rest in death. They brought you into a world over a stake I made, and I'll be damned if I let you taunt me with it. I'll cut us a path. Stand ready! Cannot flee my radiance. You will all be my dreamers. I want to save us all. After all that's happened. We'll lock it down as best we can. The rest of you need to run. Quickly now, while the primal is... Lise? Would you like to read these lines?
I can't run away from this. They need us.
Then we stand and fight together. Alpha, no. The envoys are in your care. Surely you do not mean to... Very well. I shall see our guest to safety.
I mean, they can get turned though, can't they?
They can. All of you, to me! Why are you two staying? She still has more than enough to addle you both. You need more than 3 to best a primal. And if we let you fall here, then who would be left to stop her? Pitiful, misguided children. Lay down your weapons. Lay down your heads. I can't move. She's going after Lisa to Raubahn.
Oh,
Thanks, Xaeus. I'll make sure my steel is worth the effort. Again and again, you refuse my gift.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
She's building him something big. Come close to me, all of you! Nice work, Fatalis. Are you alright, though? This is nothing. Oh, it's one after another. We have to fight this one. Said Lise.
Arnvold, why? Ran right for me. Damn. Ow. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Ow. At least you wouldn't happen to be a healer, are you?
Opal form. I'm done for. Why do you cling to misery? She's starting to weaken. Don't give up. Behold, my divine brilliance. What in the? Her power's out of control. I'll shield us, but you have to finish her off. Now, while Fordilla's taking the brunt of it, I'll not lose to the likes of this. me! I can't hold her off forever! Hiya. Now would be good, you bleeding thoughts! Kill her! You need to kill her now!
Here it comes!
Hold on! We end this now. For amigo! Said the griffin.
Darkness holds no solace.
I was gonna say, I swear, if
Yay.
I lose because the fucking DPS is too low. I was like, I know one of you guys can limit break. Come on.
We did it! We beat her!
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xaeus, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
I wonder which one she picked.
Seven hells. It's her, the butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you.
for standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
That might be the first time anyone's shown appreciation for her.
Oh, wow.
It was unlike any battle I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace, enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid. One wrong step, and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. It is a sobering thought. Lisa's certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle.
I think I shall make it a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. Thanks, Y'shtola. Well fought, Xaeus, Arnvold. That was a near thing.
Aye. Our stand against the Caliano would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. I must have planned this far in advance.
Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... Ugh! It's my fault. My stupid mistake.
Nay, lass. We were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Caliana keeping their weapons springs to mind.
A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Y'shtola. We'd appreciate the help.
Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing there?
I asked her to come.
What?
What?
Oh, that explains it then.
It's sad, but Ragenfried was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamegan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes.
It is a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination.
Thank you, Alphino. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started.
I will see that you're not interrupted. Ixalia, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it.
Super suspicious.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government modelled on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave. Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubahn Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Raubahn, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubahn. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
I feel like crying. Damn, that nearly brought me to tears. The fuck? Stupid game making me feel things.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
It was. It's so sweet.
I went to see Fatalis in her cell again. She did turn the tide of battle after all, and I thought it only right to thank her. But she wouldn't listen. Said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude. And that I should go away. I don't know if I'll ever understand her. Arnvald is of an age with Fordola, both of them born Alamegan. One never wanted his Gallian blood, and the other tried to become Gallian, but it could never be. Similar, yet opposite, which would go some way to explain the tension between them.
That's a good way to put it.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Damn right. Don't you ever forget it.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Aha! Caught in the act, boy.
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Beatrice, Alphino, 'twas only a jest.
Why does everybody pick on me?
Ah!
But I must yield the floor to Raubahn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Why did Alphino and Arnvald look at each other and then like almost like in unison pretend to be shocked?
I don't think they were pretending, I just don't think it's sunk in yet. Oh, okay, General Alden's gonna relieve himself of the mortal flame. What?
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, Father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Oh, Pippin, what? Bro.
Yes, the Bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor. And you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
The Joseph on the floor.
Does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubahn.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised.
Oh, sorry.
Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch.
Sorry, let me just... Oh my gosh, I didn't see that happening. There, is that better?
In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
The return of the bull.
It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed my earlier decision over... I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was.
I have asked enough of you, Xaeus. My only words for you now are those of gratitude.
I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside of Uldar, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured, he'll find his owner's edge just as sharp in my hands.
Adorable.
Lise must be overjoyed to know that General Alden is staying, though I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. Raubahn is the veteran of 100 battlefields. Lise couldn't ask for a more reliable ally to have at her side.
I think it's about time I headed back to Rauger's Reach. What's next for all of you?
Alize will be eager to hear about recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections.
I'd welcome the company. Xaeus, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Okay. Access the palace rooftops. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Onwards. Back to Rauger's Reach. We're not in a party. Too late. Ugh, my poor Zarin got left behind all alone. Well, here we are again. Alphino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I'm sorry, Alize.
I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Ishtola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Ego-blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kaliana.
You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out of vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings.
Indeed. Violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times.
In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies and the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have the Resistance scouts keep track of the Kaliana's movements at all times.
My parents will be relieved to hear that. Yes, my parents. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance army out of interest? What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance army out of interest? Out of interest. I'm out of interest. I'm out! I'm stuck here! Are we prepared? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks?
That would be a question for the Resistance newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me.
What? The Ball of Alamigo?
We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Raubahn's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raubahn as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him.
Indeed. He is in all respects the ideal choice, assuming he accepts the post. Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends.
I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms.
Wait, you're serious? It's the Bull of Alamigo? No, my hair! I'll be back. I have to do my makeup.
Oh gosh. Oh.
I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants.
These dango? Dongo?
Dongo.
Dongo? These dongo are delicious. Will you have one?
More sweetbreads! I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have! Oh. It's like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Tsuyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace...
Have you read the report? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head, regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives. Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. But small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious, false rumors. Pernicious. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Don't you correct me. You seemed like you wanted to correct me. I didn't want to correct you. This is why we're in different stations. Never mind. What do you mean, never mind? You can't just go around mispronouncing words. Well, I intend to. Well, you shouldn't.
Yeah, now I got Raubahn. Raubahn's left arm. Yep, nope, I'm keeping the twins, actually, no. Well, that's actually gonna be it for this one. This is an hour and 23 minutes, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. It was only 3 quests! Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. Until next time on Final Fantasy XIV main scenario quest playthrough. Yes. Okay, bye.